Hello, my name is host Eric. I'm the host of Talking with Famous People, and I'd like to read you the story of Penguin Unicorn Forbidden Love. Eunice shook her mane at the tall, dark bird. He was still a speck in the distance, too far away to see the unicorn's informal greeting, but a flash of flowing silver against the gray horizon caught Penguin's eye nevertheless. He had been pacing, doing exercises, skipping rocks, anything to kill the time as he waited. The unicorn's appearance brought all that to a sudden halt. Peering due north, Penguin watched the creature hurtle toward him, hypnotized. There were no sharp-eyed, stab-happy chaperones that he could see around Eunice, but Penguin knew that unicorns almost never traveled alone. At this point, the emperor penguin felt almost an expert about the species. Lots of people felt they understood the magic in unicorns, but few ever saw more than glimpses of them. That Penguin would actually befriend a unicorn? Unprecedented. And unless the emperor penguin had badly misread things, today his friendship with the unicorn would step up to PG-13. Penguin shook his head. Girl stuff, he gruffed at his own preconception under his breath. My head's gone drunk with girl stuff. Scanning the landscape, he avoided looking directly at the figure growing still closer and gathered his dignity. As the sultry unicorn inched ever toward him, Penguin recalled the lyrics of an ancient song. They describe a beautiful unicorn who meets a tragic end. Her lover dies young, and in her anguish, she sides with the humans, and she wars with them, until she falls in love with one warrior. The man betrays her, of course. A tragic tale. He kills her, takes her horn, skins her, and makes off with her pelt. This Penguin recalls as he hums the tune nervously. And then, before he's ready, the unicorn is atop him, her fat, pink unicorn tongue engorging the whole of Penguin's throat in a passionate French kiss. In due time, the unicorn and the penguin complete their sweaty carnal business. Afterwards, they lay together in the stables. Eunice and Peng stared at one another, smiling, laughed nervously, but said little. Peng could see in Eunice's face that something had happened, but it was Eunice's sigh that finally broke the stillness.
I'm sorry, Peng, but I need to go soon. Actually, very soon. Now, really. Otherwise, it will be too late. To leave, I mean, before I'm not me any longer.
Wow, what exactly does that mean? The Emperor Penguin queried sharply, his intuition now refined into concern.
We both know this cannot be,
Neighed Eunice sorrowfully.
This love we had today, it's forbidden. We unicorns have a saying, never want a male-type man, as impalant's always in the plan.
The penguin looked to her and saw slow, dripping unicorn tears oozing from her eyes as her words trailed off into a quiet, mournful whinny. Well, fortunately, I'm an emperor penguin. I'm not a man, so...
Just stop it! Just stop it!
Wailed Eunice.
It's the same thing, and you know it. You're more man than any human ever could be. You swim so much better than they do. And they don't call you emperor for nothing. Pang, I never knew my world could be so rocked.
Pang blinked twice as he noted that the mood seemed to be changing. Thinking on the fly, he reached into the stall next door and swept something into his fist. Then he turned to Eunice. Girl! She looked up, revealing still wet eyes. "Hey?" asked the penguin, opening his hand to reveal a fistful of straw. Eunice whinnied and neighed up a hearty laugh. When the giggles passed, Eunice rubbed Pang Yuen's shoulders with each of her four-leg hooves. This time, it was penguin tongue that led the kiss parade. After the penguin and the unicorn made love again, the conversation picked up right where it had left off. "I mean, the point I'm saying is, why forbid it? Who'd enforce the rule?" snapped Peng Yuen. "And who decides what's forbidden anyhow?" Eunice paused, looking away. Pang pensively slurped a cod from the fish bucket, watching Eunice carefully throughout.
"It's not so much who, that's the question. It's more like why," she said finally.
Pang began to fret. "Eunice, just tell me what it is. Why is it forbidden then? What's going to happen to us? Am I in danger? Is it your herd stallions?" A wan smile beset Eunice as she lifted her foreleg and stroked the emperor's little penguin nose with her hoof.
"No,"
she assured, later, under her breath.
"Thank God for that."
"Then what is it?" Peng Yuen insisted, pulling himself free now from her embrace, unwilling to move forward until his question is answered.
I'm not going to be special anymore, you see. That's all. It's my problem, and don't worry, I won't make it yours."
"What's going to make you not special? Surely a mane shake and a gentle neigh cut the Antarctic native short.
"I'll still be me, but not the me you want. Not this gorgeous me. No longer a unicorn."
Pang Yuen was rocked by the news. A stark silence fell between the two, but throughout, he stared into Uni's eyes, delving her moons of brown while snacking from the bucket of dead fish he always kept near. "Uni," he started before catching himself, that is still your name, no matter what, right? No matter what you, well, what will you become?" Her whinny dripped with disgust.
"A regular horse. That'll be me. A brown horse, just a dumb old brown horse."
She glanced at Peng Yuen, but his emperor penguin nature had made him inscrutable. Nervously, almost defiantly, she continued. "My kind of plain Jane horse has little market value. I already know that. I won't be worth much of anything now. Oh, get out of your way. Don't you worry. You don't need to explain anything. A large, wet front flipper, suddenly pressed against equine teeth, made Eunice pause. Gently, Peng Yuen climbed a nearby ladder. "Shh! Enough, or my heart will tear from my chest. Please don't say such things ever again. I don't care if you're a unicorn, a horse corn, or a unihorse, donkey, or a mule. It's all equine to me."
"You don't?"
"Not at all. I mean, unicorns are definitely the hottest, but I'm sure you'll be plenty cute once the transformation is done. And there is one other silver lining."
"What's that?"
asked the unicorn, perking up to hear the good news. "Well, the truth is I've always found your forehead horn much more of a safety hazard than to turn on." Eunice whinnied and Pang enjoyed a hearty penguin laugh, and then both pairs of eyes again gradually welled with tears, for they knew what was to be lost was already lost, and what would be gained was to be learned later. When Pang started snoring, Eunice eased her unicorn haunches out from beneath her lover, stood slowly to 4 feet, and hid behind the stables. She had to see what the transformation would do to her. She had to be the first to see by herself how she looked. If it were hideous enough, maybe she'd never come out again. Gathering herself ever more into the shadows, Eunice watched the day slowly turn to dusk. The last bits of her horn cracked away from her forehead, fell, and broke into dust clumps at her hooves. And then at last, the gorgeous glossy white fur of which she had long been so proud fell out from her in clumps, revealing a plain brown coat of fur underneath. She sighed. The sacrifice of her unicorn hood was now complete. But she still stayed behind the stables. She really was now just a regular horse. She'd have to get used to it, accept it. Had she made a horrible mistake in getting involved with Peng Yuan? She'd never even liked Asian guys. Well, no time for that now, she thought, as she gathered her courage. Eunice, looking shy, insecure, and perhaps a bit hopeful too, emerged now from the back of the stable's grooming court, where Juan the groom had found her, drawn out a bit more of her story, and taken action. He primped and he'd primed her until she could stand it no more. The braided mane and combed coat both displayed fine groomsman skills, she thought, and she was glad she had accepted the man's offer. Deep down, she knew, though, even the finest presentation of a regular horse paled before even the most unkempt and slovenly of unicorns. Peng Yuan had always loved Eunice's beauty so much. Her long white fur. He'd wanted her so badly, and now she had let him have her. She loved him for sure, but had it made her into a complete fool? How disappointed he would be at this sorry substitute of a self she presented. Now just a plain brown horse. Finally, she sauntered forth with a forced cheerfulness. "What do you think?" she said. "Righteous, let's fuck." The end.